Okay, so welcome to this second class of this computer vision course. This is an introductory class which would give you an introduction to computer vision. So let's start. What do you have in your mind when we say computer vision? Okay, so I see a lot of Hollywood movies in the slides of other universities. So I thought let's keep something from our Bollywood and Tollywood as well. Okay, so I put something there. But what do you guys think? What it means by computer vision? I'd like to hear. Okay, so it need not be, just let me know what you think. Okay, it might not be completely correct, but that's fine. What do you think is this computer vision about?
So the ability to
Making the computer recognize the properties in image. What are things present in an image?
Yeah, very close to the kind of work we will be doing. Yeah, any other thoughts also? That's one way. I'm sure every one of us will have our own perception of what computer vision means.
it's
Yes.
the ability to detect patterns
Hmm.
in certain images or
Uh,
videos.
Right. Okay. Yeah. See, again, each one would tell what a computer vision is in different perspectives. So I would like to hear, and then maybe I'll comment after that. Okay. So any other thoughts about it? Any further thoughts?
Is it like a study of how the computer sees the world? Like, from
How the
our perspective, how we view the world is different, and the computer can view the world in a different way, like using images. So
Okay. So maybe I
that's like
will slightly rephrase what you said. It is not how computer views the world, but would rather how we want to view it through computer, perhaps. So it's we who are coming up with methods where we are using computers. So it is what we like make it view the world.
This is like more towards how the human vision
Mm,
extract the information from the scene.
mm,
You have to simulate that how machine can perceive through
right.
the sensors like camera and all.
Right. That's also is partly is correct in one perspective. It's like we see the purpose is we want to do just like we view certain things and we infer things. Where we want to automate that, where your computer interprets that. It to a large extent that is correct. And then of course there will be tasks which you would see computer could perform better than us. And of course there would be tasks, certain other tasks where it is very difficult for a computer to interpret things the way we do. But eventually the goal is it should be at least means ideally it should be able to just like our human vision works, interprets things, infers things. We want to do a similar stuff using a programming, using a computer. Right. Good. Any thoughts on this slide, whether this whole thing comes under computer vision or not? Or can you think of any other subject names that are close to computer vision? Means they are not exactly computer vision, but you will see some stuff, relevant stuff there or related stuff there.
Machine learning.
Machine
Machine
learning.
learning, right? You could use machine learning for doing tasks. Okay, so now it is now largely used for in computer vision, and in fact, a lot of machine learning approaches have been proposed in the area of computer vision itself. Any other subjects that you think are
Computer
close to?
graphics,
Sorry.
visual effects.
Yes, very good. Visual effects. That's what you see here. So again, visual effects is not necessarily a computer vision task. Okay, just for making it a bit fancy, I kept all these images here. But this is not exactly computer vision as such. It has overlap with quite means it in fact could involve some amount of computer vision, but it is not limited to computer vision. Okay, visual effects is one thing, and then any other names that you could think of which are close to the keyword computer vision?
Virtual reality.
Very good. Yeah, graphics and virtual reality. Any idea on how virtual reality is different from augmented reality? I
In
mean,
virtual reality, everything is actually artificial, which is made through computer models and everything.
right.
Augmented reality, you overlap the virtual models on the top of real video.
Excellent. That's right. See, for example, this image, okay, these two guys are there, they are talking, but the entire background has been changed. Okay, that could, or here this guy is there who is pretending to be fighting with something there, but the rest is kind of an augmented reality. This comes under a augmented reality. Virtual reality is everything is virtual. Maybe you could create a scene of let's say Taj Mahal, okay, and you might be wearing some glasses, and then you might be in fact going through your own house, but when you are taking left right turns and all, what you are seeing there is a virtual reality. Very good. So glad to hear some names now already: virtual reality, augmented reality, okay, and then graphics, computer graphics, machine learning. Any other subject names that you could think of, or keywords you could think of other than this?
Image processing.
Right, very good. Image processing. So yeah, as some of you have rightly mentioned, computer vision is not just about processing images. It's about making inferences. Because see, when we say, or when we talk of human vision, it's not just about capturing some images. It's about interpreting those images. Right now, the interpretation you want to give that responsibility to your program. Okay, so that means, but for it to be able to interpret properly, you need to do certain amount of processing on the images. So you could think of image processing as a first step in computer vision. Okay, without image processing, without having images, there is nothing for you to interpret. Without properly processing them and maybe enhancing them, or improving the quality, or extracting features from it, there is no computer vision. Okay, so image processing, that's why we would be also discussing some portions of it, is a kind of the first block, or the first step that lets us go into the area of computer vision. Very good. Any other names?
Maybe a camera modeling and the
Right.
view
So yeah,
projections.
yeah, that's right. See, actually, if you look at the computer vision courses that were offered around 10 years back, the whole course would start with camera modeling, and almost there will be almost courses like computational photography. There are a lot of courses are there uh, where almost half the semester people used to spend on understanding the computer. Understanding the camera, its parameters, its modeling, and all this stuff. Now that now it's slightly different. Okay, now you may find it there are other applications and other methods that have come out, and now it is very rarely, very few out of like around 40 of you guys, maybe one or two would have to capture the data as such. Rather, you would be working on the data that is already captured. So that is why this course also will be focusing more on the methods rather than the camera, its intrinsic parameters, extrinsic parameters, its modeling and all. But nevertheless, I did not want to bore you in the, means boring is a wrong word, but still let me use it for now. I did not want to like load you with the camera and its parameters and its modeling in the beginning. But nevertheless, since this used to be an integral part of computer vision courses, I would come back to that also a little later, after we do some amount of algorithms, we learn some amount of algorithms and other things. We'll spend few classes on that as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Cameras, its modeling is also used to be, and of course, even now, it is indeed a part of computer vision. Yes. Any other names? Have you heard pattern?
Maybe some sensor technology.
Yes. So that's again sensors are something. Again, you could say camera also would come under that, but camera is one kind of sensor. And for computer vision, camera need not be the only one. Okay, there could be the other sensors also. For example, it could be it could be iris sensor. There are different biometrical sensors also would come under computer. Okay, and maybe just I will add one more topic to this is, for example, this pattern recognition you might have heard. That is also very integral part of computer vision. Then again, computer graphics is there. That's also would be part of this. Okay, that's I think good enough. So basically, let me summarize here what it means by computer vision. Just like we humans, our human vision is something where you capture the data through your eyes, right? And then it's not just having the image and processing it, but in fact we would be making some inferences out of it, saying that, say this is so and so object, okay, this is so and so object is moving in this direction. So let's say you are going on the road, you would see the car going and on the traffic, and accordingly you move on the road. So it's not just you are capturing the images, you are making a lot of, you are doing a tracking of objects, you are estimating its speed, okay, and you are moving. Okay, then you saw somebody on the road, then you will recognize that he so and so is your friend, you have, or so and so you might have seen him 10 years back, but now suddenly you recollect him and remember who that is. So which means you are able to do face recognition, okay, and that too in a so the amount of time taken for doing face recognition of the people is amazingly high, because you would be having in your database thousands and thousands of images, if not lakhs, okay, and among that in a split of a second you would be able to recognize people and do that. So that is also an important one. But anyway, all the applications that again we will see more. Okay, so lot of things that we do here, yeah, as a human, you will see that computer vision, we will try to mimic them. In some cases, you would see that when particularly when something is is an automated mechanical stuff to go, where not lot of intelligence is required, there you would see computer vision outperforming by a large margin what we humans can do. On the other hand, you would also realize there are certain tasks which we would do, they are still in infancy. You will see computer vision is still in infancy in doing certain tasks. Okay, with that, let me also now take some look at some applications of computer vision. Okay, you just maybe we already mentioned few, but again you could repeat them. What do you think are the you now tell me so far what we have discussed is what are the different, what it means by computer vision, and then what are the other fields that are close to computer vision and how they are related. That's what we have roughly seen so far. Now tell me, with computer vision, what kind of real-time applications it could be useful. You could even repeat some of them that we have discussed so far, but let us see. Okay, what do you think are the applications?
Motion tracking, object tracking.
Yeah, that, yeah, any specific applications where it could be useful, that is right. Motion tracking, I think motion tracking and object tracking, you mean motion of the objects, I think that's what you mean, right?
Yeah, basically detecting an object in an image or in a video, tracking
Right.
its movement, detecting
Very
and
good.
tracking its movement.
Right, why do you need that? There are quite different possibilities and why you need that, but you could just tell me one or two.
Applications maybe like managing traffic.
Right. Yeah, that is true, but we hardly, it means at least in India, yeah, to traffic monitoring, we might, yeah, but still it has a lot of applications. Okay, you just keep yourself open to what could be the potential applications. That is one, definitely one application. There are quite a lot of other applications of that, which are very profound applications. Right, good. Any other applications you could think of?
OCR?
Scene understanding.
Yeah, very good. Somebody is told OCR. So can you just elaborate it in bit more detail?
Sure. Optical character recognition. So like it enables the computer to read human written text or maybe typed out text. So
Very
like
good.
we can save manual intervention.
That's right. That's right. So you have some documents, either perhaps handwritten. Okay. Now you use a computer to scan that. Okay. You use a camera to scan that, and then you come up with methods that would interpret that. You may perhaps train or give some features, handcrafted features, or you come up with a machine learning algorithm that captures the relevant features and converts it into a machine readable format or understanding what it is. Then you could do a number of things. Good. Any other applications you could think of?
Scene understanding.
Scene understanding. Good. Can you elaborate it a bit more detail?
Means a particular image or a video you segment the regions pixel by pixel and
Hmm.
label it.
Hmm.
Something, if you say the like a traffic area which is a part of a road, vehicles, the sky, buildings.
Very good.
So
Very good. So that's one important application is scene understanding. So yeah, just only thing I want to add to what you mentioned is while you do at pixel level also, at object level also, you would like to do, and finally figure out what all objects are there. Let's say one application that that is showing a lot of interest and a lot of people are investing on it is you want your vehicle to auto like this driverless cars. Okay, if you want to do that, you should understand where the road is, right? What people, who are the people on the road, what are the vehicles coming, at what speed they are coming, how is the road condition, and what are the signals, whether there is a signal post are there, whether there are turns there, and all these things you have to understand. So this comes under scene understanding, so which is a very high level of computer vision, where you need to figure out what are all the objects are there, and then you need to take action also. Again, this again reminds me to add one more topic to the earlier mentioned areas that are relevant to computer vision is control and robotics. Okay, robotics is another place. Then maybe you use a robotic approach to make some mechanical movements, or you need to bring a motion there, and other, that's another relevant area. Okay, good. Any other topics you could think of? Any other applications?
In the field of gaming, it will have a lot of applications.
Right. Can you elaborate again a bit more? You are
Yeah.
right indeed. Can you but elaborate it in bit more? Usually, see, in gaming, you are actually, there is a slight variation there. Yeah, that's why I would like to hear from you and then comment on that. What do you means? How can you, how computer vision could be useful in gaming?
I can think of scene building, like in a game being played, depending upon how the user moves the car in a game, or
Hmm.
fighter moves.
Hmm.
Scene building or creating shadows as per
Hmm.
the movements.
Yeah, this probably might not, that kind of games might not require a lot of computer vision, because see, the whole scene is under your control. You don't really have to see where you have moved, but rather if you, for example, if I keep track of your, we know all the coordinates there and the objects because they are created there itself, right? So movement of, let's say you are using it using your arrows. So then when I press it, I would know where it is going and what the values to add. But nevertheless, any of you had played the real-time games with this Xbox, where, for example, two players can play kind of a football game or a cricket or different games you could get, you could there jump, okay, and then the ball could be coming, you just catch it and throw it, kind of stuff. Or tennis you could play. Have you ever seen X Connect, this Xbox, these kinds of games? Have you ever played?
So we wave our hand and then the computer recognizes.
Right, right. It's not just that. This Xbox games would be, for example, it is like it's like the bar. There is a screen there. Okay, there are two cameras which would first you do a calibration, and it's like, for example, it could be a volleyball game where on the screen you see like the ball is coming, and then you have to go to the right position and just you push your hands. So that's the kind of, or it could be different games. You might be having a rocket in your hand to play tennis, and you could be playing that. Or there are different kinds of games there. Or else you could be like doing a boxing kind of stuff with the person there. Depending on where he is pushing, you have to accordingly make a move here. That move. Yeah, so there you would use in fact computer vision. See, for example, it is capturing 2D images of you in real time. For that, you have to interpret it in 3D and then accordingly play those games. This will be very, I think, by sitting before computer also, you could have some physical exercise there, and some exciting games played there. So these are all these games, particularly using this Xbox Connect cameras and all, they would be using it. So there, lot of computer vision is again required, where you need to interpret 3D from 2D. Okay, that I will again come back to it in more detail a little later in later classes. Okay, that's what I would say in computer games. These are the kind of games where you would use, you would in fact require computer vision. Okay, any other things that you could think of? Applications?
Yeah, this depth estimation from the stereo camera.
Very good. Can you tell any application of it where you would use that?
As you mentioned Xbox, right? There must be
Right.
some distance calculation I just thought of.
Right. Very good.
So,
Any
yeah.
other applications other than this? Can you think of for a stereo?
Portrait mode in our cameras.
Which one?
Portrait modes, we are getting that blur effect on the background subjects.
Okay. You mean
Even in
Okay,
autonomous
effect.
car,
mm,
in autonomous car also to find out the how far the object is, which is actually getting detected.
excellent.
Could be
Very
like
good.
yeah.
Very good. Very good. See, all that we see anyway, we will spend some time on the stereo a little later, but just to give you some idea about it, is that, see, all we see is in 2D, but the world is in 3D, right? So how do you interpret from 2D and from 2D, multiple 2D images, the 3D? This is the territory of computer vision. Okay, this is where you would require to do this, a good knowledge in computer vision. Very good. Any other?
Sir, image modification, like we see in like filters on Snapchat or Instagram.
Right, that's right. So you want to, so there also it comes under again image understanding you need to do, then you should be able to modify that, right? Any other?
In video games, like to render scenes, for example, like if you're walking around, like the realistic video games that model our environment,
Right,
when we move around, there are different like scenes, like foggy, rainy, and so on.
that's
to make
right.
it look
That's right. So this again
realistic.
comes under perhaps augmented reality, right? That part of augmented reality. Again, it is very hard to draw a hard line and say that this belongs to computer vision and this belongs to augmented reality. There is a lot of overlap there where you would require, in fact, computer vision as well. Okay, so yeah, before we move further, would anyone like to add any other applications here?
Generally, we have the satellite images, which is taken up a particular time,
Right.
and after like a few months or few later, take a same image of the same area.
Yeah,
Then you find out that
that's right.
what the
Right. That's fine. That's fine. Good. So there are a sequence of images and you want to look at how something has evolved over time or what changes have come, right? That's good. Okay. So maybe one last one. Can anybody just could add one more application? Then we will move on in the interest of time. Happy to see that there are good responses here.
Sorry, image understanding in field of medical imaging also.
Right. So that's also, it looks like initially people might think computer vision and medical imaging separately, but you do require a lot of computer vision in medical imaging also. And in this presentation itself, in the end of this presentation, I'll show you at least an example of it. Okay, good. So with that, maybe I'll pose a slightly different question now. What do you think was perhaps the very initial applications of computer vision where people would have used it? Can you make a guess where it has made inroads and it has really worked in practice and people have used it a lot? That name of the application none of you had told as means exactly, although something close to that has been told.
Face tagging on Facebook?
No, Facebook has come very recently. Computer vision, I think at least 2 decades back around that, there is some application which was quite popular and it has been used quite a lot.
Astronomy.
Astronomy is again, yeah, indeed it could be, but not. I am talking about a more common application which you would see day to day.
detection?
Huh?
Age detection?
No, age detection is again a fancy application which I am not sure. Still, it is not a so important application also. And again, it has its own limitations of doing that correctly.
Sir, capturing
MICR,
images.
sir?
Sorry.
MICR?
What is that?
Magnetic ink character recognition.
No, but you have a small portion of it is there, but that's not there. I would say you just stick on to character recognition and think about it. Other than OCR, there is something else you were using.
Character recognition for PIN codes.
Very good. That is in fact one of the key applications that was used. Very good. That was not in my mind earlier, but that is in fact true. There is yet another application where computer vision has been used quite a lot.
Barcode readers.
Barcode readers have come later, very recent. There is some other very, I would say, at least 2 decades maybe, similar to the era of pin code detection. What do you think else? What could be the other applications of character recognition other than OCR, pin code, barcode? Where else can you use this?
Scanning images, sir.
Yeah, that is the yeah, but not that one.
Face unlock.
Face unlock and all have come very recently, na? I mean, just go back at least 2 decades. Where else could you use? Means now also it is very much in use. You will get sometimes chalanas for it. Now I think you should be able to tell.
Sir, how about restoring old documents or something?
Yeah, that is there, but I'm looking for a more common application.
Sir, number plate recognition.
Very good. That's indeed among the very beginning applications of computer vision. Okay, the number plate detection used to be the application that people have worked a lot. Okay, so how to do that? If you go maybe 10-15 years back, most of the papers are there on this. Even the beginning of your machine learning algorithms and all, if you look at this LeanNet 5 architecture, for those of you who had already had a bit of familiarity with it, that is something, one of the breakthrough architectures in the evolution of machine learning, and that happens to be on optical character recognition for nameplate recognition, nameplate readers. Okay, this used to be one of the very important application, and one of you has rightly pointed out, even pin code reader, that also used to be one of the very key applications that has that was used. Okay, that was as a result of developments in the computer vision. But now again, if you see Google Earth or Microsoft Virtual Earth, there is a lot. See again, how do they capture all these things? You take images from satellites, and there will be places where maybe they are covered, and then you would go with your own setup of cameras to capture that, and they would capture even those interiors. And then you have multiple cameras, but now you need a 3D information here, not just an image is good enough. So in fact, and then of course on top of it, now you are getting 3D modelings also. So that means a, let's say, an augmented reality kind of thing, where you will not be showing the images as such original images, but you might be parameterizing it or modeling it at a very gross level with certain parameters and show it. So it indeed has computer vision, augmented reality, 3D modeling, and many other stuff. Okay, so similarly Google Earth has such things, and then Microsoft has certain things. And as I mentioned, one of the very initial successful applications of computer vision has been optical character recognition for license plate readers. So now also in some places where it has been installed properly and maintained properly, if and of course in many foreign countries you would get it, once it crossed with the power speed, or if it has violated traffic signals, you have cameras recording that. Okay, there is a speed gun that lets you, let's say, the speed, and then from the camera you would recognize the characters, and automatically the chalana would be sent for you to pay the penalty for that. Okay, and another application that I'm sure at least some of you would have seen using this, although now camera or mobiles itself are having a very high-end cameras, much better than what we used to get in the dedicated cameras. But there also, okay, face detection. Okay, I'm not talking about face recognition, so make that distinction clear. Recognition is you have to say whose face it is. Detection is to say whether it's a face or not. Okay, this used to be, and this is indeed has successfully came into many cameras models, where this is part and parcel of the algorithm implemented there, so that you would get a smile. It will alert you. Even now the cameras have it. Even now your mobiles could be having that. Okay, which will tell you whether you are smiling or not. Okay, and then it will also detect the faces. It will make sure the face is shown properly, and you could think of n number of applications on top of it once you are able to recognize, detect the face. So this is another application which has materialized into the common uses. Okay. And yeah, smile detections, then it would say if face is not properly. This is again what I'm showing is quite an old stuff here for Sony. Now it will tell you, for example, whether he's smiling or not. Okay, this is not a smiling face. It would tell you whether the smile captured or not. Otherwise it will alert you and you could take one more photograph or whatever it is. Then this is another, it also made inroads into many biometric things. Okay, one being face detection is one. Do you know what it means by biometric?
Fingerprint or some
Oh, no, yeah,
iris.
that is true, but what it means by saying biometrics?
It's some unique signature present in the
Yeah, with
with
our
Human
biological
biological
system itself.
biological
That's right, that's right. What are the things that are unique to us, or at least to a large extent?
fingerprint, iris.
Right, fingerprint, iris, any other thing?
Our
What are
face,
other biometrics used?
our face.
Our face, that's right. And of course now they are taking the whole palm print also. Okay, if you are applying for visas to other countries, you would see the palm print also there. Iris, and you will be surprised to know iris is much more robust and accurate than the fingerprint. I mean, the false positives for iris are much less. Okay, and this is, for example, one famous popular story which some of you might have already seen it. There is an Afghan girl who was identified by her iris pattern when she has moved from one place to, I think maybe, I don't remember the exactly other nation, maybe Pakistan, or I don't know exactly. Okay, then they did this based on the iris. The face has changed over the time. I think after maybe a few decades, she has been found there. Okay, and then they did from the magazine images. She had, of course, some very dominant iris pattern you could see there. They extracted the iris, did some stuff here on that, and then they figured out this person is indeed the same. Okay, normally we see cases where it comes into the news, it becomes more well known and popular. So this is one of the cases. Anyway, I'll share you this link so in our PDF, so just you could go through. It's an interesting story. So that's iris. That's not the only biometric. Okay, we have our fingerprint, which is very easy to capture. Okay, which is external. Another thing is this is external. Iris is actually internal. Of course, each of it would come with its own pros and cons. Okay, so and then now your fingerprint thing is there even on your you have even on your mouse you have fingerprint technology. On your phones, most of our phones also, they have now, these all the new phones have this fingerprint recognition system, biometric system is in place. And then now, as some of you had mentioned, all our computers also would come now with not just face detection, face recognition one. So you would take your photos, maybe few samples of photos you would take, and then even your beard has grown over the time, it would still recognize it. Okay, your makeup has changed, still it would recognize it. Your pose has changed, still it would recognize it. And these are done at a very good accuracy. And of course, there are always some cases where it is falsely recognized, or some false positives and false negatives are there. Anyway, don't worry about that, but just these are still very good applications where computer vision is used. So you have seen the first one being what we talked about as Google Earth and all these kinds of stuff. Then nameplate recognition, face detection. Okay, and then the biometrics, this is also involved with it. And another one is object recognition. Okay, so if you go to places like US, and of course here also, I guess maybe in some metropolitan cities and all, you might find it in big cities where you just need to, I think now also a lot of this is also a coming trend in India as well, where you don't have to show the barcode. One thing is you just read the barcode, that made things simple. But even simpler is it recognizes it has a camera that would recognize it. Of course, sometimes based on barcode is very very robust. Okay, that is there. But for example, here you could see in this one, there is a camera here. So if there is something which is not there in the trolley, which could otherwise be missed, which is there in this bottom cabin, those things also could be. This is just one example. There are many such object recognition in supermarkets. Okay, this is something that went into the common people's applications. Okay, and yeah, that is one type of object recognition. But then now you would see a lot of applications in your mobile where you have, for example, you have no clue on what that object is. Okay, let's say now, of course, there will be names written there usually, but you want to know more details about it. You just need to find out a proper application for it. You just take a snapshot into it. It will even our Google images, you upload an image and it will give you all the relevant images, which is not a trivial task at all. Similarly, these are the applications where you give an object. Let's say he's taking a photograph. As you could see, this has been a quite world photograph from the phone itself. You could say that. Then it says this is a space needle, and it could take you to a Wikipedia page that tells you so and so. Okay. For example, you have seen one monument there. You want to know what it is. Okay, you just again take a photo, and then Chateau de Saint Forgive, whatever it is. So what is that particular fort? It could give you the results on that. Okay, and again let's say you have seen a fruit there or a vegetable there. You take a photo and it will tell you what all you can do with it. It is up to your imagination and what all applications you could come up with, and you could in fact come up with your own innovative useful applications. Okay, and then you could, for example, have your own virtual reality is also quite possible. So once you recognize the objects, okay, whatever it is, for example, then you could do a lot of stuff there. And special effects also indeed would require the knowledge of computer vision. So which is this movie? Anyone?
Matrix.
Matrix.
Right. Okay, good. Your knowledge is good. So you could see here now it's not a very trivial task as such to create such things. You should capture the face motions of it and responses of it, and then you have to impose it on, let's say if it is taken on a single person, it's up, of course there will be different ways to create that. Let's not go into those details on how it could be done possibly. Again, I am also limited there in my idea. But again, these are the kind of things you should have a sound understanding of computer vision. Otherwise, the kind of motions that you are creating there and all would look very very cartoon-like. Right? They do not mimic the kind of human-like and realistic thing. Okay, and some other special effects like this also, you should be able to model the captured movements and then accordingly replicate them on an augmented reality situations. Okay, and of course we all, most of our Indians, we being crazy about cricket. Okay, we should not be forgetting that computer vision is indeed an important thing playing there. You could do a lot of stuff there. Okay, and also there are in games also, to make a very clear study of how one player is doing, or to understand what's the strategy a particular team is using, or to analyze and figure out what kind of weak links are there, to where to break the strategies and all. To do all those analysis, you would in fact, wherever there are images and you want to make some inferences there, and when you want to do it on a mass scale of thousands and thousands of images or lakhs and lakhs of images, then you would in fact would require computer vision. Okay, and then this is the application of driverless cars. Okay, so the number of sensors that you need is enormous there. You want to sense from all ends, and of course the robotics then involved, and then the sensors, and then the amount of computer vision that is required, because it's just not about capturing the information. Then you might need to make an inference out of that, which would require a lot of computer vision. That's Google self-driving car. Okay, as I mentioned, this is Kinect Xbox 360. Again, this is just one example. You might be having similar things from other brands as well, where, for example, these two guys could play there doing that, and just all it would require is the whole system has to have something like this, okay, where it will have multiple cameras, and lot of modeling is also required. It's like you would be making an approximation of this whole human with I think some wireframe model or whatever, in a simple thing, because this has to work in real time. So all these things, these are all computer vision based games. Okay, and one thing I think you guys missed while listing out is all these space explorations indeed would require a lot of computer vision, because you need, unless one understands the 3D, how the 3D territory is there in 3D, they will not be able to even that vehicle itself cannot travel. And then you want to make a lot of inferences from it. You want to build the whole 3D model of it, right? Even starting from landing of it, okay, and then explorating of it, and then let's say you want to take one rock out of it, okay, you do the testings within the lab that is there within your vehicle itself on Mars. Okay, so even to pick that and take it, you should get a 3D view of it, exact 3D coordinates of it you should be getting, where lot of so panorama you require a lot of computer vision. Okay, advancements in computer vision is something that's also played a vital role in making such exploration of Mars exploration and many other explorations. Okay, and then there are other applications also. Obstacle, yeah, there also, if you even here, if you consider panorama stitching, so it's not like you could take the entire image of your Mars or moon or wherever you have landed in one image. It's like you make your machine or your whole vehicle to move, and you will be taking multiple images of it, and then finally you want to stitch a single image. So by the way, even in your camera you have a panorama mode. I'm sure most of you would have tried that, where when the scene is too large, you would just move your camera and it will also tell you whether you are moving up or down or whether you are continuously doing it, and then it will give you stitch all those images and give you a single image. And this indeed would require a lot of computer vision, a good amount of computer vision knowledge to implement that. Hopefully we would see something of that nature in while we are discussing about GraphCuts methods, but let's say it's too long to say now. And then 3D territorial modeling, and also vehicle is going, there are some rocks there, so you should be able to detect the obstacles and position tracking and many more. Okay. So this has, and then this RoboCop, okay, wherever people are using robots. So essentially robot is nothing but you have a required model that can move, but at the end it again it also requires the eyes. Okay, that eyes for it is camera, and the whole processing of it and making interpretations of it, everything comes to again the task comes to the computer vision. So this is, for example, one application where you plan to do an image guided surgery, let's say for a brain, let's say here. So you should be the patient might be moving, so where to make the cut, okay, where to do the surgery and all. You could think of a system where it is, this is one example, probably does not much justice to the domain of medical imaging, but for now this is good enough. Okay, so for image guided surgery, you get a CT scan or MR scan. From that you would get 3D information, and after that you superpose that on where you need to do the surgery, and accordingly this could be useful there. Okay, so We will see maybe in the next class, the coming tomorrow's class, on how good is our get some idea about our human vision. But just to, this is the class where we are going to hail the computer vision. Okay, so when something has to done in a mass scale, okay, you could recognize, or you could suppose, if I ask you to detect, for example, nameplate detection, you could put a person there, he could do that. For how many can he do? But on the other hand, if it is a it is something that you could put into an algorithm, there is no limit to number of things you could do. Similarly, biometric, okay, you cannot think of people looking at your thumb and identifying whether this is the right person or not. But if you come up with the right nice algorithm, that's where it outsmarts us. Okay, but again, suppose you might be having in your brain thousands of people, but the moment you see your friend, it is almost like a fraction of a second, or fraction of a second, you would identify him. So the pace at which you are doing is enormous. Okay, and that probably is not possible with a computer vision. It's not so, not always such an easy task. Okay, and then it's like even you look a person from different poses, your friend, from a side view, okay, or that guy having a beard now, okay, or having a clean shave, okay, or seeing him even after 10 years, you could do it without much problem, you would recognize him. So that kind of tasks is not so easy when it comes to the computer vision. And even driverless cars and all, if the moment you are going on a road and then detecting and then accordingly driving is not at all a trivial task. It is, we are still far away from doing it using computer vision, driverless cars and all. Particularly in India, this is still is a dream and will be a dream at least for a decade, it looks like, right? There is no way the human intellect and the human works there and does this job is enormous. Okay, that's amazing. So we are no way close there in computer vision. Okay, so that anyway, we will this is something we keep discussing as we move on in this. So just would like to say a few words here, where the machine could do it correctly, but our human vision sometimes fails. Okay, hope all of you would see, while looking at the top, you feel like something in the bottom is rotating or on the sides is rotating. Okay, so these kinds of effects, again, there is a whole courses and research areas that have been dedicated on how human vision works, and how we could why such effects come and all. We will not go into details there into that part. The just message here is it could be deceiving sometimes. Hope everybody could see something rotating there, or at least can anybody see something rotating there when you are looking top, but the moment you focus on that which you feel rotating, will not rotate anymore. At least one yes. I will move to the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir.
Similarly here, don't you agree that A and B are of different intensity?
Yes,
Or yes, but in fact they are of same intensity. If you give the same image to a computer and you just make it as an image and then look at intensities, it tells you correctly that A and B are of same intensity. Okay, our human vision based on, and it is for a purpose, so don't think that our human vision is absurd. Okay, this is something very practical. Okay, it has a purpose. That for now, that is enough. We will not go into what the purpose and all. We could probably could get a better clarity of it as we move on. But suppose when you see here, okay, now I have taken this which is of the same intensity, still you would see A and B are of different intensity. But the moment I keep it here, okay, don't think that I changed any intensity, but the moment I kept those two things, then you would realize, you feel like A and B are of same intensity. Okay, depending on its surrounding intensity, our brain does a different interpretation. Okay, so what we see need not necessarily the reality. Okay, that would be more clear from tomorrow's lecture furthermore, but this is the message here. So there are indeed some shortcomings from our human vision as well, and sometimes there are instances where, of course, there are definitive advantages of computer vision. Okay, the pace at which, the rate at which it does for certain applications is enormous. Okay, it's like you take a just a means it could do mass scale jobs at a pace that we humans cannot think of. And as I mentioned, applications of, for example, biometric detection from fingerprints or iris, we can't do that, right? But on the other hand, they do with accuracies of 99% and all, iris recognition and fingerprint detection. Okay, and then you have one fingerprint. There will be fingerprint experts who are trained, but even if you give him 1 lakh fingerprints and ask him to do it, the amount of time he requires versus 1 lakh, it could do in not more than a few hours are required for right now the algorithms to do that. Okay, so those are definitely the areas where it performs quite well. On the other hand, it is nowhere near to the accuracies and with the grace with which we do. For example, a simple thing is driving a two-wheeler or your car on our Indian roads. Nowhere it can come nowhere close to us, not at least for next decade. Okay, we are the boss there. Yeah, but again, there are its own territory is there, and it is yet to improve. And it only tells that there is a lot of scope for improvement in computer vision. Still, it is not a field that got saturated. Okay then.
Fine, sir.
Yeah, right. Take care. Bye. See you tomorrow.